This is the luxury world. Get inspired with us today and tomorrow. With the advancement of technology, wristwatches would indeed be useless. But what's happening is the exact opposite of the situation. The classic pieces appear to be gaining significance every day. Manufacturers are now producing timeless items like watches that may last for many decades, noting that they won't go out of style in the ensuing centuries. Even though there are countless ways to tell time nowadays, wristwatch manufacturers continue to do quite well. Wearing a wristwatch must be for purposes other than only keeping track of the time. Women can accessorize their wrists with other items more easily. The majority of men, however, wear wristwatches for reasons other than fashion. Men in contemporary culture place a high value on wristwatches, while of men who are working hard and setting their schedules always wear wristwatches. They most likely have a sizable collection of them and only occasionally use them to check the time. Presidents and other prominent figures frequently wear wristwatches as well. The style, brand, and features of a man's watch speak volumes about his personality and way of life. Some timepieces display several time zones, which can indicate that the wearer is probably a globetrotter who enjoys being organized while traveling for work or pleasure. The trend of men wearing wristwatches will continue. These modest yet significant items exude intelligence, flair, and sophistication much like the wearers. Cheap automobiles make a big statement, but timepieces are a discreet and sophisticated way to reveal a little bit of your personality to the world. Additionally, you may wear them anyplace, and as long as they are on your wrist, nobody will mistake them for someone else's. Of course, it's not always the men who love to wear watches, but women too. But in today's video brought to you by the Luxury World, we will be taking a look at the best watches for men to buy right now coming from one of the classic watch brands in the market, Omega. If you still have not subscribed to our channel yet, make sure to do it now so you can stay updated on our future videos. Although Omega has existed since 1848 under many names, its current collection features iconic designs from the middle of the 20th century. It has steadily refined its timepieces such that they feel both old but not antiquated and modern. Also, it's not nearly as low as Rolex, although it does not appear as trendy. One of the handfuls of brands that may match Rolex's fame among the most well-known watch companies in the world is Omega. Numerous classic models from their vast portfolio have been immortalized by some of history's most significant accomplishments and some of pop culture's most enduring icons. Even those with a casual interest in horology will recognize some of the names in the current Omega watch lineup. And for true enthusiasts, they can surely tell of expeditions on land, at sea, and even those that are truly extraordinary. The Omega catalog currently consists of 4 main collections: the Speedmaster, Seamaster, Constellation, and DeVille, with numerous subgroups within each. The brand produces top-tier dive watches, chronographs that lead their sector, incredibly attractive dress watches, and tough everyday beaters, all at prices that range from very affordable to extremely pricey. Below we have the list of the Omega watches suited for men this 2023. Omega Seamaster Chronograph Blue Dial Men's Watch. Since its creation, the Omega Seamaster has been linked to adventure and scuba diving. As a result of the original Seamaster's popularity, other Seamaster watches have been produced. This is what happens when a reputable watchmaker such as Omega perfects a watch to the point where the only way to improve it is by adding mechanical features, such as a chronograph that gives the watch a stopwatch function. The Omega Seamaster Chronograph Blue Dial Men's Watch has an automatic self-winding chronograph movement featuring a coaxial escapement and a column wheel mechanism. The watch's internal Omega Master chronometer caliber 9900 beats at a frequency of 25,200 vibrations per hour and serves as its beating heart. The 54-jewel Omega 9900 automatic movement features a silicone balancing spring that is magnetically resistant. A sizable 60-hour power reserve is provided by the self-winding movement's 2 barrels, which are placed in series. It has a unidirectional rotating stainless steel bezel with an inlaid blue ceramic ring blue dial and luminous silver tone hands and the iconic dot tower markers chronograph. It's also scratch resistant and the crown case has a size of 44mm and a width of 21mm. This watch is also water resistant to up to 100 meters. The blue model ceramic chronograph pedalers have colored the same shade of blue as the dial and bezel. The pushers on the black model are also black to match. To keep moisture out of the case, these pushers have screwed down sleeves. Omega Deville Trezor Silver Dial Men's Watch. Omega commemorated the 125th anniversary of the Omega brand name by releasing a limited edition Trezor. If you didn't recognize it, it may have occurred on the same day that Omega announced that they will resume making the caliber 321, which naturally attracted much more attention. The 8929 calibers, the first hand-wound movement to get the Master Chronometer accreditation, was debuted by this Trezor, which was made entirely of solid gold. The Trezor's guiding principle, which it inherited from its predecessor in 1949, is the blend of understated beauty and an unmatched movement. Both aspects are embraced by the most recent DeVille Trezor Power Reserve. The subtle sophistication we associated with the Trezor line is delivered by the delicate. Omega Seamaster Aquaterra Golf Edition Automatic Men's Watch. The Omega Seamaster Aquaterra Golf Edition Automatic Men's Watch has the basic look that is like those of the other three-hand with date Aquaterras, with some subtle variations inspired by the sport of golf. The line is known as Aquaterra Golf by the brand, which wants the eye-catching pieces to be a reliable partner worn firmly on the wrist when attempting to hit those hole-in-ones. There are now two distinct versions in the Omega Sea-Watch Aquaterra Golf lineup. Sergio Garcia and Rory McIlroy, two successful golfers who have truly earned their stripes, served as inspiration for the design of these timepieces. What we have for today is the version of the watch inspired by Rory McIlroy. The black NATO strap with two orange stripes that come with the Rory McIlroy golf versions gives the watch a very aesthetically pleasing appearance overall. The Aquaterra Golf series has the Omega Master Chronometer caliber 8900 movement. The Swiss Federal Institute of Metrology has approved the caliber 8900, a self-winding movement or MATAS. The caliber 8900 has a magnetic field resistance of up to 15,000 Gauss and can self-wind in both directions for a power reserve of about 60 hours. The rhodium-plated rotor and bridges with Geneva waves in arabesque, as Omega refers to them, may be admired for their beauty because the Omega Aquaterra Golf Collection has an open case back. Both watches from this series have 41mm cases and are water resistant up to 150 meters or 500 feet. It also comes with a domed scratch-resistant sapphire crystal with an anti-reflective treatment on both sides and black dials. Omega Planet Ocean Titanium Coaxial Blue Dial Men's Watch. Above the Seamaster Professional Series or the James Bond watch, Omega introduced its Planet Ocean range in 2005. It has been a big hit from the very beginning. Omega released the Seamaster Planet Ocean Chronograph 9300 in 2011 and offers the Seamaster Planet Ocean in two sizes, 42mm and 45.5mm. Now, what we have on this list is the Omega Planet Ocean Titanium Coaxial Blue Dial Watch. It's a self-winding automatic watch, which features a titanium case surrounding a blue dial on a titanium bracelet with a folding buckle. Functions include hours, minutes, seconds, date, GMT, and helium release valve. A big watch with several sizes has always been the Planet Ocean 600M. However, it's a watch with a powerful wrist presence even in its smaller forms. This is a special model with a navy blue dial and bezel that is created as a tribute to the partnership between Omega and the Good Planet Foundation. It has a long name, but the Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean 600M GMT Good Planet is packed with useful and fascinating features. The 43.5mm stainless steel case, which is a reasonable price and has a beautiful finish, comes first. The in-house movement with a coaxial escapement, the 60 hours of power reserve when completely wound, and of course, the extremely practical GMT function are all included. Omega Speedmaster Moonwatch Chronograph automatic men's watch. The Omega Speedmaster Moonwatch is the most recognizable timepiece in history. The Omega Speedmaster Moonwatch, made famous by the Apollo 2 moon trip, was the first timepiece worn on the moon. This accomplishment gave the Moonwatch a unique place in the story of horology. Omega has widely overlooked the Omega Speedmaster Moonwatch for a long time, and when it's updated, it's not much altered. Omega redesigned the Moonwatch with some significant modifications in 2021. With a coaxial master chronometer movement, they moved this watch into the modern era of watchmaking while retaining all the appealing historical features that watch enthusiasts used to love. Nearly everyone in the Omega community and Speedmaster enthusiasts agreed with the changes. Encased in the new 2021 Omega Speedmaster Professional Moonwatch is the coaxial master chronometer Omega Caliber 3861 mechanism. The Omega Caliber 3861 is a manually wound movement with a 50-hour power reserve that adheres to the original requirements for NASA flight certification. The Omega Speedmaster Moonwatch has a nearly flawless dial. Although the design is not very unique or showy, many people seem to be drawn to it. A significant factor in this watch is the case. The Moonwatch's case measures 42mm in diameter and 20mm in lug width, giving it a larger yet well-suited case. Additionally, the lugs have a subtle taper for comfort and aesthetics. Omega Seamaster Sedna Blue Dial Steel and 18-karat Yellow Gold Watch. The Omega Seamaster Sedna Blue Dial Steel and 18-karat Yellow Gold is a fascinating watch indeed. You will notice about this watch is that rather than having a Sedna Gold case, it combines a titanium case with an 18-karat Sedna Gold bezel inlay that has been laser ablated. Around the diving scale, where the numerals, dot-minute markers, and indexes are all polished yet set against a textured background, it has a rough appearance. To give what would otherwise be a very shiny and elegant-looking 18-karat rose gold bezel ring a bit rough around the appearance of the edges, it nearly seems as though Sedna Gold was laser blasted with a rough texture pattern. All of the components of this watch are constructed of Sedna Gold or a rose gold tone, including a rather precision-machined hands, the rose gold rims around the dot and index hour markers, the bezels, the pushers, and even the subtle outline surrounding the chronograph and little seconds sub-dials. Everything stands out against the deeper blue dial. It comes with the Omega Caliber 8800 automatic movements with scratch-resistant sapphire crystal screw down and a crown case size of 42mm with a thickness of 11mm and bandwidth of 20mm fold-over clasp. It has a push button to release and is water-resistant at 300 meters or 1,000 feet. Omega has nevertheless before employed names from myths. For instance, Sedna, an Inuktitut name taken from the Inuit mythology, is the goddess of the sea and aquatic creatures. How incredibly serendipitous that they employ this substance in a Seamaster watch. Omega Seamaster Aquaterra Automatic Chronometer Blue Dial Watch. The Omega Seamaster Aquaterra is a flexible collection that can serve both as a sports watch and as an elegant timepiece. The Aquaterra 150M watch is the most popular model in the lineup. There are numerous dial, strap, and material combinations available for these watches. The Seamaster Aquaterra has outstanding finishes. The case and bracelet's combination of polished and brushed finishes catch the light in a lovely way. Along with the case finishing, you will also notice the dial's quality construction and some of the use uniqueness, like the Omega Seamaster Aquaterra Blue. The coaxial 8800 caliber is the internal engine that drives the Aquaterra 150M. Since its introduction in 2018, this movement has raised eyebrows at Rolex. The in-house coaxial 8800 movement by Omega is perhaps superior to any three-hand movement Rolex has ever produced, which is why true watch fans are beginning to gravitate more toward Omega. The 8800 caliber has attained Master Chronometer designation, an excellent power reserve of 55 hours, and is anti-magnetic up to 15,000 Gausses. The crown case size of this watch is 43mm with a bandwidth of 21mm. It's water-resistant up to 150 meters or 500 feet. It uses the functions GMT second, time zone, hour, minute, and second with the coaxial escapement chronometer. Last but not least, it's shock resistant. Omega DeVille Handwind Chronometer Blue Dial Men's Watch. Many of the notable Omega watches with a classic look can be found in the Omega DeVille family of watches, while the remaining Omega watches with a classic look can be found in the Constellation family. The majority of the Omega watches that usually can be heard in the market over the years have been in the iconic sports models and mainstream collections such as the many Seamaster and Speedmaster watches. Now let's take a look at what this DeVille watch has to offer. Omega was able to concentrate its design team on providing the DeVille its distinct look independent of the Seamaster series, to which it originally belonged when the DeVille became its standalone collection. Today, the DeVille banner is accompanied by several sub-series. These include Gents, Tourbillon, Prestige, Ladymatic, Our Vision, and Terra collections. The Master Coaxial Terra watches were unique in the past because they were only offered in precious metals. But in 2019, Omega updated the collection with the newest lineup of Meta's certified master chronometer calibers, as well as a completely new price point because of the new stainless steel case. The handwind coaxial movement is still housed in the same 40mm diameter case, albeit it has been upgraded from the 8500 coaxial series to the 8900 caliber movement, which many people always admired for its ultra-slim profile and semi-symmetrical design when seen through the display case back. It has the iconic blue dial enhanced by silver-tone hands. The silver-toned stainless steel case comes with a blue alligator leather band. Its water resistance can reach 30 meters or 100 feet, and a fixed bezel with scratch-resistant sapphire crystal. Omega Seamaster Aquaterra Blue Dial Men's Watch. The Omega Seamaster Aquaterra Blue Dial Men's Watch has a stainless steel case with a stainless steel bracelet, fixed bezel blue dial with luminous sands and index hour markers dial. It has a scratch-resistant sapphire crystal case, hand-applied indices, a date window at 6 o'clock, horizontal engravings, and a distinctive handset are all included on the dial of the Omega Seamaster Aquaterra 150M collection. The men's Aquaterra 150M watch has a 41mm case and a visible 150 meters water resistance and comes with an anti-magnetic feature. The Rolex Datejust and Omega Seamaster Aquaterra are frequently contrasted. This comparison is warranted and fully justified. These two collections are in direct competition with one another and are priced similarly, with the Rolex being slightly more expensive. Omega Speedmaster Professional Moonwatch Men's Watch. Man takes a modest step. One enormous triumph for Omega. Last on the list is the Omega Speedmaster Professional Moonwatch Men's Watch. There's not much to say about the renowned Omega Speedmaster Professional Moonwatch. It has a handwind black dial watch and stainless steel case with a black nylon fabric strap. It's a fixed stainless steel bezel with a black anodized aluminum ring showing tachymeter markings dial. It's a scratch-resistant Hasselite crystal with a case size of 42mm and a thickness of 13.58mm with a bandwidth of 20mm. It also comes with a push-button deployment clasp and a water-resistant one at 50 meters or 167 feet. This watch uses the Omega Caliber 3861 handwind movement. The iconic chronograph's most recent modification was influenced by its historical design, and the Master Chronometer accreditation adds even more precision and dependability. What are your thoughts about the Omega watches for men that we featured in this video? Do you think they are the best Omega watches to try for this year? We would like to see your answers and opinions in the comment section. If you liked this video, we will be glad if you let us know that too. Don't forget to follow us and give us a thumbs up. Once again, this is The Luxury World, and we look forward to seeing you again in our next videos.